Good evening, sir.
Yes, Abhay. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. My name is Abhay Pratap Singh. I come from Pratapgarh district of Uttar Pradesh. I have completed my graduation in political science honors from Indira Gandhi National Open University, and since last 3 years, I am working in Department of Post at RMS A Division, Prayagraj. And my hobbies and interest includes watching podcasts on international affairs and defense security, and also cooking regional cuisines.
Okay, our co-panelists will take over. Then I will put my set of questions to you. At the end, we will be giving you a small feedback.
Yes.
By Pratap Singh.
Yes, sir.
You are interested in international relations.
Yes, sir.
So how do you understand the West Asian crisis now taking shape? The Hormuz Strait or the UAE coming out of the cartel? How do you look at it?
Sir, I think because like US has attacked Iran last month, and because of the nuclear disarmament issue, and in retaliation to that, Iran has also blocked the Strait of Hormuz, and now the USA is also blocking that. So it is leading to economic crisis all over the world, especially in Asia. And like the since of the some of the conflict of interest in between the Saudi Arabia and the UAE has decided to exit the OPEC, and we are seeing that in future the oil prices will fluctuate because of this.
Okay, very good. When Iran may be justified in blocking the shipping passage at the Hormuz Strait,
Yes, sir.
but is it legal?
No, sir. It is not legal because,
How do you say it's not legal?
sir, like during peacetime, UN clause is followed, and since it is decided that the such
No,
passes.
you said some given class. Can you explain that?
Sir, I'm not aware of the exact clause.
UN class.
Yes, a UN clause.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as per that, no country can weaponize such a strait which through which the transit of ships happens. But during wartime, we are seeing that even clause does not follow because it is a peacetime treaty. So I think that is why Iran is doing that. But ethically, it is wrong, sir.
Wrong. Okay. There is a what do you call ratification of the convention.
Yes,
Only
sir.
when the ratification comes in, then there is an obligation comes for the state to follow it.
Definitely,
Iran
sir.
has not ratified it.
Yes, sir.
But is it fair on the part that it claims like that?
Sir, I think to build pressure on USA and to because it has already almost.
I'm not talking about justification aspect.
Yes, sir.
I can understand the justification aspect is anybody can justify anything in international geopolitical situation today.
Yes, sir.
So I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about legality.
No, sir, it is not legal, sir.
As got the even if you are not ratifying,
Yes, sir.
when most of the countries, this is how we have to look at it. How do
Yes.
you cannot go, since I am not ratified, I'm not bound. That's not
Definitely,
a right
sir.
way. When large countries, the number of countries have already ratified and it is an operation.
Yes, sir.
This is how we are operating, right? How the territorial waters, then exclusive economic zone, everything is coming only from UN class, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So how can we say that navigation, what you call freedom of navigation,
Yes, sir.
even if it is what is called innocence passage, these are number of facilities that are available. It is simply ignoring is not correct. Okay.
Yes.
Then how do you look at the reaction India is making? Because there is one point which says India could have been a mediator, but whereas they asked Pakistan, does it mean India's position is undermined at internet level?
Sir, I think India is following its strategic autonomy and to fulfill the national interest. We are talking of diplomacy that the countries should go for peace deal negotiations. And yes, Pakistan definitely has took over the role of mediator, and it is going to having it is going to raise its stature in diplomacy, especially in West Asia. And there are some of the compulsions also, sir, for Pakistan since it has border with Iran, so it is having some security issues. Apart from that, the oil price as hiking, so there is also pressure on their economic. So they are more sort of in a pressure to negotiate the peace deal as soon as possible. And apart from that, sir, I think more than mediator, they are playing just a role of messenger between USA and China and Iran.
Really. As a matter of fact, one more thing we need to add that Pakistan is one of the Islamic countries. right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's one
Yes.
of the reasons. Not that India, you have to say India is not being ignored as such. So
Yes, sir.
what happened? Ultimately, they could not do anything.
Yes,
So
sir.
even if India had mediated, the result could have been the same, right?
Definitely, sir.
So you can always depend our action in that sense.
Yes, sir.
There, unless apparently there are some this thing. Okay, as regard the India's foreign policy, particularly its neighborhood first policy,
Yes, sir.
has not resulted in making everybody a friend around. There are many of them are not so friendly as it was some years ago.
Yes, sir.
How do you look at it? Is it a failure on the part of India's foreign policy?
No, sir. India has always it has a policy of neighborhood first policy, and it has shown the reciprocity in extending help. But since small powers like Nepal, Bangladesh, being a buffer state between China and India, they try to leverage that. So, but I think, sir, India should focus on more on giving to these neighboring countries rather than expecting anything in short term from them. So we have to extend more help and in terms of aid and money and economic ties.
Now you are aware that BRI
Yes, sir.
is a great enticer for countries which are looking for investment.
Yes, sir.
So automatically they get into the debt trap knowingly very well.
Yes, sir.
But because they are, they are not statement likely, they are looking at the what will happen to the next moment. So in that
Yes.
case, what is the strategy India is adopting to
Sir,
counter the BRI?
So to counter the BRI, India has is joining the IMEC INSTC, but INSTC could not materialize. So we are focusing on IMEC, and apart from that, we are also in Indo-Pacific region. We are a diamond of necklace policy in which we are countering the strange apples policy through securing some of like Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I think these are the main initiatives. Yes.
Okay, fine. Now, coming back to our Indian scenario, so the Northeast has got a lot of insurgency.
Yes.
But it has been precipitated by various other countries around.
Definitely.
Can you tell me which are the countries or border that are involved?
Sir, firstly, Myanmar refugee crisis is there, so some insurgent groups there working, and China is also involved some sort of through proxy war. I think these are the two main countries, and some Bangladesh is also there.
The
So
Pahalgam attack was a failure on the part of intelligence and also internal security forces.
yes,
Am I
sir.
right? Am I
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir. So sorry, sir, I could not listen, sir. Can you repeat?
I'm asking, I'm putting it to, the Pahalgam attack was a failure on the part of intelligence and also internal security forces.
Yes, sir. I think there is always a scope of improvement. Like we are focusing more on urban cities and all, but we have missed the sort of intelligence agencies to work on the hilly areas in tough terrain. And since border is long, so there could have been
When I give the feedback, I will tell you how you can rephrase it. Same thing,
Okay,
how
sir.
you can rephrase it.
Okay, sir.
And my last question, the CAPF Amendment Act has come now,
Yes, sir.
right? Incorporating the after the judgment of the Supreme Court.
Yes,
So,
sir.
the IPS officers deputation, how do you look at it? You welcome it or you have any objection?
Yes, sir. Since government has given the statutory backing to the IPS deputation in CAPF, so I think they have considered it for the better organization of CAPFs because it has bring uniformity. And regarding the IPS deputation, sir, since forces like CRPF and CISF require some sort of coordination with the states, so they have uh, given the IPS deputation as statutory backing. Apart from that, sir, but in forces like BSF, ITBP, since they requires more operationalization role and experience, there I think the CAPF cadre officers should be given more leadership.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, over to you, sir.
Okay, well, so what is your prime motivation for appearing in this examination? And have you been appearing for your state's provincial civil service and CAC?
No, sir, I have not. I have appeared for civil services, but since I have always wanted to join NDA and CDS, I have given multiple SSBs for that. Since I could not make it there, so I think CAPF gives me another opportunity to serve my motherland.
Okay. So you were talking about some of the CAPFs, you have a good understanding. So in which categories we can divide these CAPFs as per the role and mandate?
Sorry, sir.
You have to categorize them as per the role and functions. These five CAPFs and any other force, armed force of the Union.
Yes.
Just understand the fine distinction between, because generally people think that Army, Navy, and Air Force are also armed force. One day I had my doubt, so I checked. Constitution mentions them as defense forces of India.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So these five armed forces for which you are a candidate, what are the different roles? In which categories they can be divided?
Yes, they are different from armed forces. That like armed forces come under the Ministry of Defense, but CAPFs come under the Ministry of Home Affairs, and their mandate is to aid the state law and order and also to guard the border. Like BSF, ITBP, SSB are the border guarding forces, and like CISF and CRPF is having the role of internal security to maintain. Like CSF has role of critical infrastructure securing metro station, etc. But CRPF has also election duties and law and order situation handling training.
Today's date, 1st May, does it hold any significance for any of these CAPFs?
Yes, sir. Today is the International Labor Day, and I think like in terms of work and like leave management and all more. I think in that sort it is related, sir.
I will advise you to read more about
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
CISF. Okay, let me give you a clue.
Yes, sir.
CISF was initially established for the industrial security, as the name itself suggests, of the PSUs, public sector
Yes.
undertaking. There was big labor unrest in heavy engineering corporation in Ranchi, which is now in Jharkhand. So that led to a decision by the union government to form a force. So later on, it's expanded role and all. So since today was May Day, I asked you this specific question.
Thank you, sir.
Interviews on which date?
6th of May, sir.
Quite nearby.
Yes, sir.
Does this day hold any more significance for India in its history of last 50, 60 years?
Yes, sir. Like better working environment for laborers. In terms of that, government has passed some laws.
Labor Day.
Sorry, sir.
Other than Labor Day, does this day hold any other significance?
Sorry, sir. I have to read it about, sir. I'm not aware.
No, you have to connect. Okay, I'll tell you. Today is Buddha Purnima.
Okay, sir.
1974 in Pokhran, India undertook its underground nuclear power test.
Yes, sir.
We said it is for our peaceful purposes. The whole world was taken by surprise because nobody thought that India is also. So we became a nuclear power.
Yes.
And the message was sent to Delhi, obviously to the then Prime Minister. They didn't want these other big powers to understand that what we have done. So the one sentence which was sent from Pokhran was that Buddha has smiled.
Yes, sir.
So today being Buddha Purnima as well as, so this is what. So I am asking these questions because maybe in interview somebody could ask you a question. 6th May, I don't think there is any significant international day or something.
Yes, sir.
But actually that's also to test your presence of mind. How much knowledge you have acquired is important, but how much you are able to connect things.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And next I will like to ask, because you have studied international relations.
Yes, sir.
So how would you define India's international relations with its neighboring countries in the last 5, 10 years? How would you define it?
Sir, with respect to our neighboring countries, we are the first responder to our neighboring countries in terms of crisis, whether it's earthquake in Nepal or in COVID-19 Operation Maitri, through which we delivered the vaccines. But with neighboring countries like China, we are having some border disputes, and that we have also huge economic dependence and trade deficit is there. So we have to work on that. And Nepal and Bangladesh many times being lured by the China to for like debt trade policy and all, and Sri Lanka also for they are acquiring the ports. So I think we should give the economic aid and all, so that to counter China in consideration to our these countries. And apart from that, sir, like we have seen some political turmoil situation in Nepal, Myanmar, and Bangladesh in last 2 years. So we should keep our diplomatic talks with the head of the states without considering which political parties or power is coming with them.
I'll ask you a question which is related to both internal security as well as relations with a neighboring country.
Yes, sir.
So, you tell us about Jammu and Kashmir, particularly its last 40 years or so, and what kind of internal security challenges it has been posing.
Yes,
Jammu,
sir. Yes, sir. So, like in Jammu and Kashmir, we have seen that since 1970s, the militancy by in terms of proxy war, Pakistan has started by operationalizing different terrorist groups like Jassim Muhammad and all. And since we also see because of the Afghanistan issue, from there also the militancy got its peak after 90s and all. And Pakistan has had a policy of bleeding India through thousand cuts, so they are doing that with that policy through terrorism. But like in recent times, India has strengthened its security. They have abrogated the Article 370 and 35A, and by which they it has become the union territory of our country, and the situation are bringing to normalcy. But last year, the Pahalgam terror attack has again posed a security challenge for India.
okay. And can you tell about two other major internal security challenges which India has faced in the last 40 years, 45 years?
Yes, sir. Firstly would be sir left wing extremism in terms of like Naxalism, and second would be sir cyber security that is now is very prominent.
Yeah, it's but not yet. But I would like you to read a little about Punjab terrorism.
Yes, sir.
Ranjit,
Khalistan issue. Yes, sir.
in mid 1980s until early 90s,
Yes,
it looked like because they were being aided and abetted by Pakistan. So again, they had access to sophisticated arms like AK-47. Then
yes,
Punjab
sir.
police, one of the state police forces had these automatic weapons. So it was a very real danger
Yes, sir.
of secessionism. You must have known about Operation
Blue
Blue
Star.
Star, which led to whole lot of complications.
Yes,
First week of June 1984, then Pradhan Mantri, as the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi herself was assassinated, Sikh riots, a lot of things. So that really was a major challenge. Left-wing extremism comes after that. Cyber security, yes, it's a big issue, but right now I would not categorize it within these two major challenges.
okay, sir.
Uh, it is no doubt an issue because even schools themselves like China and Pakistan, they attack our websites. Sometimes they try to interfere with our electricity grid, to our
Yes,
electricity grid. Maybe someday they will try to attack our nuclear atomic energy commission installations if they are able to infiltrate. So
yes,
this,
sir.
no doubt a big challenge. But if somebody asks you about the major security, internal security challenges, these two come to my mind over the last 40 years.
Okay, sir.